Hi guys, so for this episode of Hashtag Bookworms Corner, I am going to be reviewing Charlotte Sometimes. So the plotline of Charlotte Sometimes is it's this girl who is living in the 1960s and she's going to a boarding school and she wakes up at the same boarding school on only her second day there, but it's the same boarding school in 1918. So basically, she's living two lives. She lives in 1960 and then she lives in 1918 alternately, and she doesn't have any control over it whatsoever. And eventually, she gets stuck in 1918 and can't figure out how to get back. So it's just about how she balances two lives and, you know, getting to know and love the people from 1918, but also still knowing herself, you know, because she's impersonating someone else from 1918, just as the girl from 1918 is impersonating her. It's just such a unique story, and I really love it. It's really hard for me to find a really good book that really grabs my interest, and this book definitely did that. So some concerns that you may have when deciding whether or not to read this book, you can go ahead and skip this part because I am going to read some language in context. So it says here, these girls are staying with this older man and he starts cursing about the war, and he says, "Damn peace talk, damn countries, damn Hun lovers, should all be hanged, I say." So that could be a concern if you're a younger reader, or maybe you're not sure, you know, you don't feel comfortable reading language. That's the only language. It's fairly mild, but it's still there, and that's, you know, later on in the book. And that page number is going to be page 84, so if you just want to skip over that, you can. I went ahead and read through it, but I'm a little, you know, I'm in high school, so depending on what age you are reading this. Another concern you might have, or disturbing element in the story, is a portrait which hangs over the girls' beds when they are in 1918, and it's a portrait of the war. They call it the German Beast, and it shows huge glowering face drawn in brown pencil, but the eyes are gun holes for shooting at unarmed men. The ears are crouched women with murdered babies in their arms, and the nose, mouth, and chin had similar horrors, and that's page 85. It is mentioned that Charlotte later on in the book has nightmares of her own friends in that portrait. So again, it's a little bit of a concern, but the story itself is more of a light story, so that's not really the storyline, but that is in there. So chapters 15 and 16 might be of some concern because they have a seance and they do the whole, like, you know, put your arms around the photograph and like star shapes. It's really weird. I just kind of skipped that little bit. But what basically happens in those two chapters is they're trying to talk to, and this is in 1918 that this is occurring, they're trying to talk to a friend's dead brother, but Claire, who is the girl who's from 1918, but she's now in 1916, kind of talks through the lady and is like, help, and all that sort of thing. So if you want to just skip that because it is kind of quirky, I did. So I would recommend this book just, you know, for those little errors. Again, it's a pretty light book. It's very intriguing. There's some war talk, like I said. I would recommend this book for roughly ages 12 and up, just because I'm a very sensitive person, so that is the rating that I would give it. Keep in mind, someone might want to read it before they're 12, maybe, you know, and just keep going, but that is the age that I would recommend it for. So, Charlotte Sometimes.